this Lance Zierlein draft profile tidbit on you coming out of college, not right now, but when you're coming out, and see what you kind of agree with, and then kind of take a follow-up question from there. So Lance Zierlein, when you were coming out, basically said that he thought that you were a bit of a smallish interior lineman, but had impressive production, but you were lacking some of the traits in size that would help you to go to the next level. And it said that a little bit of that would lead you to some feast or famine when it came to your gameplay, depending on the matchups. So, what are your thoughts on that particular take of you coming out? Is that accurate, inaccurate, or wildly like one way or the other, or a little bit fair, a little bit not?
Mm. Well, I've always that's been like a product of like my whole football career is like you're too small to play here, you're too small to play Division 1 football, and you're too small to play in the league or any league of that sort. Um, the best defensive tackle like of the recent like decade is Aaron Donald. So like, and I mean, he was told the same things, and all he did was produce. And that's one thing that, not comparing myself to him, but like that's one thing about my game is that I produce regardless of how big I am, how big the other guy is. I I produce. Like I pride myself on my attack style gameplay, and whether that has to do with my measurables or not, I I run to the ball, and I work my tail off regardless. And I feel like in my experience, some of the bigger guys, just aren't as mobile, can't move the same way I do. And I use I don't see it as a disadvantage. I see it as an advantage, leverage wise, strength wise, density wise. I see it as an advantage. So, and some things that they say, especially coming out in the draft, it was a lot being said about me because I was a smaller D tackle, but then I had the production that I had. So it's like I'm producing from like a DN, but I'm a D tackle. So it's just a lot of people had their say about it.